through the launch and then reserve other guests to other things later.
Just one last one because we're running out of time.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Livia Ilyasu from Budget Office. I want to know what happens to the information, example, the account number sent on the website. Secondly, the equity contribution on the part of the beneficiary. Most of the people that are supposed to benefit are civil servants. And with the grade levels at each point, you find out that to raise the equity contribution is a little bit difficult. How do we help the civil servants? And then I want the developers, please, to tell us the location of where their properties are, so that very quickly we can know what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think I'm going to start answering the questions, which are all very good questions. In fact, the lady asked about 3 questions in one. So we've got quite a few. And then my colleague and all the other stakeholders, CEO, NMRC, and others are joining. I want to start with the question Mr. Okogo on the disabled. I think it's a very important point, and I want to thank you for it. As usual, he's known for not shying away from making the case for those who are disabled. Now, what I want to make very clear is 2 things are happening here. The first is that the main program we are launching today, or when we're starting the implementation, is for mortgages. We are trying to get people cleared for mortgages. We are not handing out housing. We are clearing them for mortgages because if you can be cleared for a mortgage, that means you can purchase a house. At the same time, we are very lucky or blessed to have the Minister of Land, Housing and Urban Development and states around the table who are also keen to have developers take over land that they may have available and actually supply housing. So we've got the demand side of mortgages, which was a problem before, because when a developer goes out and builds, there is no one to buy, isn't it? So that we're trying to solve that problem today, and that's what we want. But at the same time, the states have come on and said, look, we're happy to work with developers, with the ministry, and the federal government itself also has the land to develop some housing. So we've now got the 2 sides. Now, I'm sure the minister won't say much because she will address the issue of whether under the programs that they may do from federal or state on the supply side, the issues of housing for the disabled can be handled in the design. But we're certainly ready on the demand side to clear disabled people for mortgages if they meet the criteria. So they still have to meet the criteria, and I'm sure that many of them who are very faithfully employed will meet it. So we'll be on the lookout for that.
What we are seeing is a question and answer session where guests are asking questions that borders on details of the housing scheme, particularly the financing issues. Before the question and answer session, we heard from representatives from state governments who have also keyed into the scheme. Their role primarily is the provision of lands and certificates of occupancy, C of O, and the governments have said that the state governments have already provided land for the takeoff of the scheme. And the state governments are calling on investors to come and invest in mass housing. We also heard from the managing director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, who declared that the housing revolution has started with the launch of various housing units in 7 states across the federation, and the mortgage for the houses is at 6%. And with this, we come to the end of the launching of the federal government's first 10,000 mortgages for affordable housing scheme. I am Linda Kibe, and on behalf of my colleagues, thank you for staying with us.
You've been watching the Ministry of Finance tagged Affordable Housing Scheme and launch of funds for victims of terrorism by the federal government. Please stay tuned. News Track comes up just now.